We have the pleasure of having the company of Minister Krista Mikkonen, the Minister of the Environment of Finland. Welcome, Minister, and thanks for sharing some of your busy schedule with Water Europe.
Thank you.
Finland is now holding the presidency of the Council of the European Union. Could you outline what the main priorities for the Finnish presidency are? How is water visible in those priorities? And in particular, what do you think research and innovation could contribute to those goals?
Yes, Finland started as a presidency last summer, and we are holding the presidency till end of the year. So we are already over the halfway. But our most priorities, the climate change is one of them. We want to EU to be the leader when we are tackling the climate change globally. So that's one of our priorities. And of course, there's a lot of things underneath it. For example, how we cut down the emissions, how we also start to think how we need to adapt to the climate change. But then other than climate change, the common values and the rule of the law is one of our priorities. We want that the EU has and keep the values that what we have and work for those. And then we want to make EU more competitive and also socially inclusive. So that is one of our priorities. And then we also want to protect the security of citizens of EU. So those are the four major themes we want to, and we have kept very high in our agenda when being the presidency. And of course, if we think about research, we need. And we know that when we tackle the climate change, we need research. We need new innovations, how we can cut down the emissions. And if we think about, for example, the competitiveness, of course, we need to research, we need innovation to keep the EU the leader also on all sectors, I would say. And the water particularly, water is one of the key elements of the life of the whole planet. So, of course, we need to take care that we have a clean water. We need to take care that the resources of water is clean and we have it. And, of course, if we think about the climate change, we need that there's going to be a lot of the pressure for the water, because there's going to be those times when the drought is so severe that all water is needed, and then we know that the management of water is going to be one of the key questions.
We are in a moment entering the term of the new von der Leyen Commission. How would you and the Finnish government wish to see the value and emphasis on water topics being developed during the term of the new Commission?
Well, I hope the water issues will be there strongly on Commission agenda, because there's so many different aspects we need to take care when we think about the water. And of course, the water questions has had been long time on the Commission's agenda. We have the Water Framework Directive, which is already over 20 years old. So the water is and has been an issue on EU level, and it needs to be, because the climate change, because the loss of the biodiversity, that's the one big crisis going on at the moment, and of course we need EU to have solutions for that as well. So, and also the water is a question of security as well, our own citizens, but it's also a very big question if we need think about the diplomacy. And now, for example, EU wants to now work a lot with Africa, and the question of water is very critical on Africa as well. So I think the water is needed to see in also not only the question of the natural resources, but also all the aspects, different aspects which are related to water. So it needs to be everywhere.
We can already see the impacts of climate change around us in terms of extreme weather phenomena and such events. How do you think we should respond to climate change in terms of ensuring water security both in Europe and globally?
Yes, that, like you said, it's already seen here, the climate change and water is, we are going to have the more floods, we have heavy rains and droughts and all kind of phenomena. So the one of the key questions is the management of water, and also like how we can manage it in the built areas like cities, how the infrastructure of the cities are handled, so we can take care of the heavy rains and we can be sure that clean water is not mixed with polluted water, and so we can ensure the security of water for the citizens, for example. So there's and also how we manage the nature water. So we need different kind of nature-based solutions. So we can, for example, when there's a heavy rains, we can be sure that the water is stopped and stained somewhere before it floods to the rivers and waters. So we can also in that way be sure that different kind of pollutions and litter also, so we can take it from the water. So there's we need all kind of technical solution, also the nature-based solution, but also other solutions, so we can manage the water better.
Minister Mikkonen, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and insights with Water Europe.
Thank you.